Hello there. A very good afternoon. Thanks for joining the EON XR app demo with our EON AI Assistant. So what I would like to do is I would like to take you through how you could use the EON AI Assistant. So here I'm using my iPad, as you're able to see on my iPad. Basically, we're going to start with an experience where we start an experience with the create option, where we're going to create an experience. So let's go ahead and place our EON AI Assistant here. So as you're seeing, this is actually in my present environment. It's in my live environment. I'm going to place the avatar. So then we have the avatar. And basically, we have a couple of options here, which we're going to do today, which is create and explore.
Create AI-generated show and tell our experiences in the virtual world. Explore AI guidance and assistance in real world. Library.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select create. So with create, we have a couple of options here.
So use the microphone to provide a
So we're going to select education instead of enterprise. And under education, as you see, we have a lot of categories here. There's more than 900 different categories and subcategories that we have. However, what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and select something within carpentry, and we're going to select woodworking basics. So the EON AI Assistant will be able to help us more into this topic.
Working basics from the education segment.
Yes.
Do you want the main components or a procedure of the chosen topic?
So I have selected main components. The EON AI Assistant is going to guide us on main components of woodworking basics. So while it's pulling up that information, we can just wait, and there we go. We have the information. So what the assistant has done is it's going to pull up three windows, or we call it knowledge portals. So the first knowledge portal here we see is woodworking basics. It's just more information about woodworking basics. There's a second knowledge portal.
People should not use the furniture as a wooden bed discovered in the tomb of King Tutankhamun, estimated to be over 3,000 years old.
So a little more information about woodworking basics.
Here is a video related to woodworking basics.
And here we have a video related to woodworking basics. So quite a lot of information there.
Please select the keywords you wish to use.
So now the EON AI Assistant is asking us select the keywords you wish to use. So as you see, it's quite a useful tool, the EON AI Assistant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both the options. I'm going to select woodworking as well as basics. I have highlighted both. And we pull up that basically. So what this is going to do?
3D object icon allows us to explore this subject further. If there is no suitable 3D model,
so
you can choose it.
It's going to ask us to select a couple of options here. Either we can select a 2D object, which is just a simple image, but I'd rather select a 3D object. So I'm going to select a robot, a 3D object. So we press next. I'm going to go ahead and place the object right here. So as you see, this is
Show and tell presentation you want to watch.
What we are currently doing is a show and tell experience. So I have loaded the robot here. If I want, I can increase the size. I can decrease the size of the 3D asset. And as you see, very amazingly, the assistant has already created knowledge portals here about the robot. So as you see, there's different about the boat. There's options on tools. So basically, how to use tools. There's different layouts. There's a safety model, quite an important for woodworking, for making wood, and then the kind of wood selection. So what kind of wood should you use to make a robot? And the assembly, the design, quite a lot of information out there. But let's go ahead and select which show and tell presentation. I'm going to select parts. And
here are some of the main components. Tools. Hand and power tools. With selection,
So as you see, there's almost 11 different topics that we have here.
turning pieces of wood, finishing, applying finishes to wood, sharpening,
So there's quite a lot of topics there. I'm going to just stop the
layout,
EON AI Assistant. So basically, as you see,
parking,
the assistant
safety,
is able to show and tell, is able to point out these objects,
safely,
these knowledge portals,
design,
and it's able to even
creating
show
plans,
you
assembly,
videos of these objects. So it's not just videos. Basically, if we click on one of these, so there is a video on how to make wood,
if you want to try out some assessment,
and there's also a few images. There's an audio, and you can even add your own sort of experience if you like here onto this. So what do we do next now? Now, would you like to create an assessment? Let's do an assessment. So let's say you're a lecturer and you want to create this experience for your students, and you would like them to do an assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and select an assessment.
the generated assessment for this subject.
So there we go. So we have a quiz. I'm going to select the woodworking basics quiz.
Quiz done. The timer begins when you press start.
The timer is going to begin when I press start. So I have 30 seconds to answer this question. So let's see what's the question that's going to come up. I press start. And
What
30
tools
seconds.
are used to make curved cuts?
As you see, 30 seconds time is clicking. The timer has started, and I'm going to select what type of saw is used to make curved cuts. So I'm going to select, I believe, jigsaw. So that's the right answer. And I press return. So there we have created an experience with the show and tell experience with the EON AI Assistant. Now, what are you going to do? This brings us to the end of the presentation of show and tell. That is a create experience. Now, we're going to go ahead and do something else in the meanwhile. Also, before I show you the second explore option, there you see there's more options you could add. There's a pick and ask modes. Basically, you select any subcomponent of a 3D model. There's a conversation mode. You can ask follow-up questions, just like how you would speak to a chatbot. So I'm going to skip that for now, just for the sake of time.
Assessment for this subject.
And I'm going to exit this application. So you have two options. Basically, you can save this as a private experience just for yourself. You can save it as public. You can also sell it on our marketplace. So let's say I'm going to just save it as private. And I'm going to save and exit this experience. And the name of the experience, as you see, is Robo. ROWBOAT, Robo. And what's more important right now is, as you see, we have a AI report. So everything we have done so far, the EON AI Assistant has recorded all of this in the AI report. So you can see all the information there, all the text, the complete AI report. And also you can see what was included in the entire experience. There was 10 audios, 11 videos, 11 images, and 1 quiz. So quite an important element to use. Now let's go to the second option. We go to the Metaverse Builder again. And this time, instead of create, we're going to select the option of explore. So we do the same thing again. We place the EON AI avatar, and then we select explore. And now the assistant is going to ask us, more importantly, actually, the assistant knows where I am.
City with a rich history and stunning architecture. Did you know that the iconic Tower of Lenovo was built in the 16th century to defend the city from invaders?
So as you see,
You start by setting up a persistent anchor.
the assistant knew where exactly I am. I'm based in Lisbon. Now it's asking me to set up a persistent anchor. So I'm just going to go ahead and select a persistent anchor here. So there we go. We have created the anchor. And what are we going to do now? The anchor was created, and it's asking me if I would like to create a picture, snap a picture of this location for easier identification. So what you can do with this persistent anchor we have just created, it is the geolocation. So you can share this with, let's say, someone who just walks into this room, and by using this persistent anchor, they can load up this experience. I'm just going to take a picture of this particular persistent anchor. And now we're going to add
annotation.
a real
This will
world
be one of the
annotation.
topics of this experience.
So a real world, now I'm going to select, let's say I'm going to select my laptop. So I'm going to select my Lenovo laptop. I'm going to take a picture of it. What the EON AI Assistant is going to do is it's going to look up for information, and it's going to find me the best possible results for this particular laptop. So as you see, it's a Lenovo IdeaPad Flex 5 laptop. It's a 2-in-1 laptop. So it's brought up that information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this 2-in-1 laptop here, which is what my laptop is. So it's Lenovo. You can even select the keywords you like. So it's 2-in-1, which is true. It is a laptop. It's a Lenovo Flex, which is the name of the model. So I'm going to go ahead and press next. And it's going to go now. What the assistant will do is it is going to throw up all sorts of knowledge injections about my laptop, which we're going to see shortly. As you're able to see, it's my internet, which is a bit slow, and there we go. We have the information here. The assistant has pulled up the information.
The Lenovo Flex 2-in-1 laptop is a powerful and versatile device that can be used as a laptop or tablet. It features a 14-inch HD touchscreen display, Intel Core i5 processor, 8 GB RAM, and 256 GB SSD storage.
That's absolutely right. That's exactly what I have. So it's 8 GB, 256 GB of storage, Intel i5 processor, and
the Lenovo Flex 2-in-1 laptop has a...
It's going to pull up some more information, and finally it's going to pull up, she's going to pull up a video about...
Here's a video related to Lenovo Flex 2-in-1 laptop. When you are done exploring the knowledge portal, press continue.
So I'm going to go ahead and press continue. Now I have explored the knowledge portal, which it has generated. I'm going to press continue. So there we go. We have all the information here about the laptop. And as you see, the top elements.
Here are some of the main components. 14-inch HD touchscreen display.
That's true.
14-inch HD touchscreen. Intel Core i5 processor. Intel Core i5. 8 GB RAM.
8 GB RAM.
8 GB RAM. 256 GB SSD storage.
256 storage.
SSD. Windows 10 Home.
So I'm going to save time on this experience, but as you see, it has created all the experience here, and it has added all of these knowledge portals. Now what I'm going to do is it's asking me if I would like to add another annotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select something else, a different object. So let's say I'm going to select my vape pen. I'm going to add another object here to see what the assistant will be able to pull. Well, I didn't place it right, but let's just go ahead and skip that for now. And so that brings us to the end of this particular presentation. That's the experience where the EON AI Assistant was able to explore and guide and assist in the real world as compared to the create experience, which we saw earlier. With the create experience, it was a guide and assist, and here the EON AI Assistant shows and tells. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel this experience that we have just scanned with the concealment shelf beam, and we end the presentation.
Beam was originally designed as a way to
with the explore option. Thank you so much for attending this meeting, and that brings me to the end of their presentation. Thank you.
Here are some of the main components. Would you like to add another application?